So I went to the butchery the other day, and the man there asked if I'm a gambling man, and I said, yeah, absolutely. So he said, I bet you $20 that you cannot reach those two pieces of meat hanging from the ceiling. And I said, yeah, I'm not betting on that. He said, well, you said you're a gambling man. Why don't you bet on that? And I said, well, the stakes are too high. So, Gridmaster. Here's what we got cooking with the Gridmaster. I am done. I'm pretty sure I'm done. Like, maybe I'll log in a few times and do a couple of things. We got some good gear. It's in the inventory, whatever else. This video is just, like, my overall thoughts. I'll start with, like, thoughts on things that we had in the game mode, and then it'll end up being more like feedback for the next one, or what next league should look like, or whatever. I don't know. It's just like a thoughts video. That's a cool camera angle. Look at that, dude. Cinematography 101. Okay, so first up, let's open the grid. Let's check this out. If you haven't played Gridmaster, or if you have, then you either have or haven't. That's how this works. So we have all of our tiles and we have all our rewards. And I don't think I'll go through all of them one by one, but the rewards I will go through quite a few of them. Basically, you flip the script over here. So just kind of going like with these power-ups and stuff. I'll start with those. So the spec reward I thought was great. Special attacks, 50% more chance to deal more damage. That was great. Having like the item rewards, like the amulet of the monarchs, the emperor ring, stuff like that, great. And I definitely wish they had like every piece of equipment, like helmet. You can get the helmet from one of these over here. I wish there was there's a new amulet, a new helmet, a new this. They should do new boots, gloves, everything. Like get all pieces of it. And that's kind of what these should be, in my opinion, is like each one of these pieces is a piece of equipment that's brand new to the game. And it's just a matter of like which one do you want to get first. Maybe those pieces of equipment are from regular tiles, and then weapons come from these ones. Overall, the problem with Gridmaster and the rewards was this is the only one that matters, the Thunder Khopesh. It trivialized the entire game. It made it so no matter what you're doing and no matter how difficult the boss is and how low your skill level is, you just walk in and spec that with a Khopesh and it will die. Especially when you combine it with the exposure reward there. Wasn't a big fan of that. Some other tiles that were just obviously worse than others was the Vorkath, getting a rare from Vorkath. Like you could go 50 KC without a drop there. I think that tile's fine, like getting a rare from Yama, getting a tile or a rare from Vorkath. Like you could just switch those for different bosses that have different drop tables, something where you're not going to go as dry. The other thing is just add dry protection into the game, I guess, kind of. Like Vorkath has that a bit, but overall, I preferred the ones where it's like defeat the Calphite Queen or defeat Jad. Like those, kill a Lizardman Shaman. Like those, I preferred doing those kind of tiles. I thought that was much cooler. Obtain a rare drop from Huey. Like again, that was a more of an RNG one compared to the open the lunar chest is different. What I would think they should do is your main like easy and medium rewards are things like defeat Calphite Queen, defeat Jad, defeat a Lizardman Shaman, etc. And then the more difficult ones are the ones that are RNG based. Instead of doing that, they did the opposite. They have like some medium tiles like Vorkath, which takes way longer than this hard tile from Tombs of Amascut, because it was just guaranteed from Tombs of Amascut. You get a guaranteed purple on 1KC. Not guaranteed purple, but a guaranteed unique. You get a gem or whatever else. And then that just gives you a mega rare. The mega rare reward, you can tell this is just ADHD mode. I'm just like flipping from topic to topic quickly. The mega rare reward, in my opinion, is like you should only be given one mega rare, and then you have to get the other two, because playing this game mode, like there was no reason for me to go do raids with friends to like fill out my gear and my stuff. Like there was no tile for like get a raid's pet. There was no tile for equip a full piece of ancestral, things like that. So obviously, like I know that's not what the point of Gridmaster was. I'm giving recommendations for like a future one. Gridmaster, as it came out with the tiles and the rewards and everything, I loved it. It was so much fun. My biggest problem was like it was over in 2 days. Like I completed it in 2 days, and most people did that. It's great for like the speed running community, which is like the 0.1% of the community, because people are remaking accounts and running it through again. You should just be able to hit like reset and just run it again on your own account. Make it more like a Quest speedrunning world. They have those, and they're super popular, as you can see, with 2 people on every world, 0 on that one. So anyways, I mean, like, it's not a very big community of speedrunners, but I do think you could honestly like save Gridmaster and just like let people play it whenever they want, but don't get rewards. I don't know. You could just add like a Gridmaster world down here, and then in Gridmaster there's a button where you can click reset, and then it's just a permanent world that's open forever. I don't know. What else do we got here? So I really like the little tiles, like the easy ones, where it's like go grab a Steamforged brew and drink it, or whatever it was. Those were good. The total level ones gives you a lot of options of like what do you want to do for total levels. I kind of liked that. Worst tile easily was the Hallowed Sepulchre one, but if you had Last Stand, you could get through it without having any skill. It just in general, though, like, I don't know, it's kind of a silly task. I would rather they make that like a medium task, and it's just like complete level 3 or something like that. Compared to all the other tiles, like this was the hardest, not the hardest, but like it's a big time investment. It basically means you have to wrap one of your skills into that with one of those Gatherer or Craftsman. I loved Gatherer and Craftsman and Combatant. I liked how you could skip some skills. It in a regular league, I wouldn't want that, I don't think, because it again trivializes, like you could just skip an entire skill that you don't like. Maybe that's fine. Maybe people like that, but in a game mode like this, it was good. Like I just completely skipped a couple of skills. Like didn't have to do any Slayer. Didn't have to do any, I don't remember what I picked. Where is it here? Slayer, Fishing, Hunter. Yeah, I didn't do any Hunter, and I didn't do any of the other stuff. Anyway, so in general, yeah, it was great. Just overall rewards were good. Liked them. I just definitely think there was a few things to change. Like, why are we giving the Gloves of the Damned from the hardest row? The 4 Awakened bosses and level 5 of the Flavog Flopper. So I definitely think that the gloves should have come from like something way easier, like Open the Lunar Chest. And then the Thunder Kopesh should have come from here. You could honestly just switch those two and it would have been more balanced. So yeah, future bingo. Like I don't know. I loved the bingo idea where it's like complete your tiles and it completes rows. Like I would run that back on a regular full league any day of the week. The problem would be like you'd have to have a huge board to make it like actually last. I think it was nice that these tiles were like quick. You could get through the quick tiles, nice and easy. So like instead of having like a 20 by 20 bingo board, you could do board 1, and then once you've completed board 1, which is like this, it takes the average player like 15 hours to complete. It takes speedrunners 7 or 8, and it takes the slow players like 24 hours to complete. You could then say like there's now board 2 is unlocked, and board 2 is just all like actual hard tiles. So instead of like obtain a rare unique from Tob, it would be like equip full Justiciar and a Rapier or something like that. And then the TOA one would be complete a level 700 in under 20 minutes or something like that. That's what they could do, is like you've completed the board, so you've technically completed the game, but there's more that you can do on board 2, kind of like a prestige mode board, something like that. I don't know, it could be fun, could be good. I liked the strategy behind like knowing like which ones am I rushing first. I kind of found like the answer was always to just rush the XP multipliers first, so I didn't really like that. I'd be more interested, instead of this being an XP multiplier reward, it's more like an item reward, but they change it so that it's more like you get that from elsewhere. Hi, Carolyn.
I love you.
That's my first wife. She's hanging out over there. Anyways, back on topic. I think the XP rewards should come like when you complete 6 tiles, you get an XP multiplier. When you complete 12 tiles, you get your second one, something like that. And then just leave this for like perks and upgrades. Combat masteries. Oh my gosh. Look at all this text here. This is awful. Reading all of this was just painful. Was not a huge fan of the combat masteries with the previous league, and once again with this league. My biggest gripe with it, I do not want there to be echoes and whatever, and like chance of hitting this and chance of hitting that. I would much prefer much simpler rewards. Like imagine it's just when you get your combat mastery, it increases your max hit in all styles by 10. And then when you get your second one, it increases your accuracy by 100%, doubles your accuracy. And then when you get your third one, it increases your max hit by 10 again. And then your fourth one is by 10 again. And then on each tile that you get, your weapons speed up by 1 tick. So it's just so basic, so simple. The having like 15 or 19 hit splats, like I don't know what damage I'm doing. And with the the weapons hitting so fast and like it splits into multiple things, like the Kopesh, like sometimes you'll see the big numbers, but a lot of the time, like there's hit splats that you don't see. With the Scythe, you don't see what's going on. With the Eye of a Yak, like you can't see what you're hitting most of the time. So I definitely think they should adjust that as well. Yeah, just make everything one hit splat somehow. I think I'd prefer that. I do really like the 2-tick weapons. It's kind of like a staple for leagues, but also imagine they just, instead of it being 2-tick, they just increased max hits like double. So the speed of the weapons is the same, but the pace is sped up. Oh, something I wanted to mention on like getting the free mega rare here from completing each raid. I definitely think they should have it so you just, instead of getting a shadow, you're getting like a light bear and a what is it called? A Fang of Osmumten's Fang. Like I think that's what they should give you. And then for Tob, it should give you like an Avernic and a Rapier. And then from Chambers, it should give you Dex and Augury. It was just a side thought that I had there. Okay, but I've got my little list of feedback on the side here. So I definitely loved that you are not region locked and you can get all items and there's no choice. There's no like, when you complete this row, it gives you the Sunlight Spear and the Sunlit Bracers. I love that aspect where it gives you both instead of being like you pick Sunlight Spear or Bracers. In leagues, that's what it is. It's like, here's the 3 best relics in the game, you can only have 1. That brings me into like, I'll talk about it later, a prestige league basically, where you play it regular to start. You go through and you pick your relics, you pick like dodgy deals, and then you leave like Golden God off the table. Like you're making that choice and you cannot get Golden God. For the whole league, you don't get Golden God. That's how leagues is balanced and how it works. I would love for them to make it so once you've gotten your final relic, you then are able to keep getting more relics and you can just pick from all of the remaining relics and you can get to the point where you've got every relic. And for the area locked, I'm fine with area locked where you start unlocking your new areas, but just let us keep going. Like, let's say you start in Varlamore. I love that. It's so cool to play the game in that fresh perspective where you're locked to Varlamore. You get enough points and you finally go and you unlock Turanwin. And then you get enough points and you unlock Kandarin. That's what it is. It's now your league is over and you're leaving 7 or 8 other regions off the table that you just cannot play in the league. They're probably doing it for bonds. They know people are going to bond up a secondary account and play on a second one. I just don't. Like, come on, just be a good games company and make these more fun. Like, if you make the league fun enough or, like, last long enough that it takes 15 days to play, a bond is 14 days, so you're assuming, okay, we need this to last 15 days so that people will buy that bond to play the 15th day. It sort of like as an idea, I don't know, like make it so the leagues last long enough where people are going to buy multiple bonds. Ideally, you make it last like 35 days, so they're buying 3 bonds, or they're buying 2 months of membership. So anyways, that's just like a sidebar, but like make it so we can get all of these areas. I don't know what I clicked on there. That was wild. Okay, further feedback. Clue scrolls. There was nothing to do with clue scrolls in this one. I can't talk. My mouth don't do good sometime. I would love them to just drop the caskets from whatever drops a clue scroll. Just remove clue scrolls from leagues. Make that a permanent thing. Imagine there's like a, when you, I don't know, complete Vampire Slayer, it says now all clue scrolls will be dropped as caskets. And then you can go kill stuff and get caskets. And then maybe there's another one over here, open the Lunar Chest, where instead of it giving an XP multiplier, it gives you all caskets will drop 10 times as common or something. You know how like in leagues they've had it so like clues are 10 times as common if you pick the clue relic. And then it like gives you, I don't know, it was all kind of stuff. So it'd just be cool. Like every time you complete a raid, you also get like an elite clue casket, and you open that. And if you hit the 1 in 5, you get a master, and you can open that like right away. It's just dopamine because the clues don't give you anything like crazy powerful. It's just fun. But then you could have some tasks of like open 100 caskets, open 200 master caskets, stuff like that. I would love that. That's like, I felt like that was missing. I think a lot of people like clues, and that was kind of missing from Gridmaster. What else? What else? Oh, okay. In Deadman mode, everything that you kill can drop a cool upgrade of some sort. This is similar to Shattered Relics League. If you haven't played it, like a lot of you probably have not played the Shattered Relics League from years ago. Anything you killed, like if you completed the Inferno, you were basically guaranteed to get one of the rare, difficult, hard to get relics. It was like a part of a relic. It was like a part of an upgrade. If, for an example, it would like, you'd get a relic from completing the Inferno, and it would say like 10% more accuracy to magic. And if you got 4 of the same one, you could combine them, and now it's like, it gives you 100%. It boosts it from 10% to 100%. You're able to wield 7 of these relics at a time. So you're picking 4 that go together, which would give you buff number 1, and 3 that go together that give you buff number 2. It was complicated. Shadow Relics was a bit complicated, but imagine it was just like, from killing anything in the game, you have a chance to get a dog sword. And it's like, you could kill goblins and it's a 1 in a million, or you could kill Barrows Brothers and it's 1 in like 10,000, or you could do raids and it's 1 in 100. And you just like scale it based on the combat level of each of these monsters, just like Deadman mode has. That would make it way more fun, because when I'm just completing these tasks, there was no like excitement. I found like there was no like, oh my gosh, I got a twisted bow, because it was just given to you. It was just free. Same thing with like the rares here and stuff like that. There was no like excitement, dopamine kind of thing. If they added like these weapons and the gear as being random drops that you can get from anything, it would be fun, because now I can take my OP gear and I can go farm a boss that I like. Like I would just go kill a Raxor until I got the item that I wanted, like this new crazy upgraded all-in-one chest plate that has magic damage, range damage, and strength bonus all in one chest plate. That's like better than Torva. Like that would be like, I would grind that for days just to have it, just to see my new max hit. But that max hit would also be tied to like, you have to be able to see what the max hit actually is. Right now it's like there's so many echoes and like these weird, like you just can't even see your hit splats. So I think that would be a lot of fun. The rewards from this, like you get cosmetic rewards to the main game. Like I got 20,700 points. The cosmetic rewards there were pretty mid. Like actually not mid, they were like bad. They were not, I don't think many people were excited for those at all. Compared to like the Deadman mode reskin for the Void Waker and the whatever else that you could put it on. It was not, they could have just like put a little more effort into that. I definitely think what they should have done is like, if you complete the grid, you get an equipable grid in game, just as like a cosmetic that you hold in your 2 hands, and it just looks like the it looks like the 7x7 grid or the 3x3 that they teased in all the teasers. I think stuff like that would be cool. My next league that I would like, as I mentioned, I want one like, I think it is iconic to leagues where you're region locked. I would like it to be region locked, but you can keep unlocking to get to everywhere. So you're just picking your path. You're just like prioritizing like which ones do I go. Like let's say they split into 9 regions, and like as you hit region 2, you get a new relic, you get a new region. I don't know. When you get 1,000 points, you get to that. And it just keeps getting more and more difficult. And it would be to the point where like a lot of players aren't able to complete everything. In previous leagues, once you've gotten to, I don't know, let's say 30,000 points, you would have all of your relics and all of your areas completed. But then you could also go up to 90,000 points, something in that range, like 80,000, 90,000. So you had a lot more area for that. So make it so like getting the final region is around like 60,000 points. So when you've got in a regular league, the time frame to complete is like 30,000 points. Make it so that you would take like 60,000 in the future leagues, just to like make them take longer. A lot of people would complete it quickly, burn out, go back to the main game, or quit. So they've got to figure that out, and I think that would be good. Give us all, yeah, let us unlock all the regions and we're picking the order. Let us unlock all the relics and we're picking an order. Make it so every monster in the game drops new items that we've never seen before. Add like new for every slot. We need a new item. The tasks should be like creative and fun. I like the weird tasks that were a little more. They had a little bit more to them. Like this one, create a Zami brew in the Varrock altar wearing Zamorak monk robes. That was kind of like an interesting. Oh, it's like that's a cool task. I like that. Things like that were good. And then if they wanted like the extra twist on this next league would be, to me, is like make it so that experience or levels are uncapped. So if you go to 200 mil in your stats, you're at level 126, I think it is, in each of these. Could they make it so that you could go up to level 999 somehow? And like your max hits just keep going up and your damage just keeps going up. Or maybe they cap it at 200. The other thought was, for combat masteries, what you would do is like once you hit level 99 strength, you would like click on it and it would say you've hit level 99. Do you want to reset? And you would click prestige. This is like a Call of Duty thing. You would prestige your strength. So now it's strength 2, but you've got you're back to level 1. You got to train it up again, and it gives you like your combat mastery. That's how you get your combat mastery. So something like that I think would be pretty cool. They'd have to balance the XP rates, and they could make it so, yeah, I'm 10th prestige in strength, I'm 8th prestige in attack, I'm 3rd prestige in defense. Every time you prestige, you get like another bonus of some sort. For strength, it makes sense. Make it so every time you prestige it, it gives you another 5 minimum hit. And then as you get to the next level, you got another 5 minimum hit, and then the next level is another 5 minimum hit. So it's like I'm hitting a minimum of 15 at prestige 3, and a max of like whatever my actual max hit is, which is probably pretty high with all the items that we get. In that new league, the echoes, the echo bosses or the echo variants have to come back. In Gridmaster, there's nothing that you can kill that is difficult. Like there's some mechanics with the Whisperer and there's stuff like that, but you just use the Kopesh and kill everything instantly, and nothing has like a lot of HP. What I would want, okay, I want one monster that drops every unique in the game off the collection log. Every item in the collection log is dropped by this monster. And what do we got here? We got 1,600 collection logs. It would be a 1 in 1,600 for a specific drop. Like the Abyssal Dagger is a 1 in 1609. You click on a random thing over here. The Rogue Trousers is a 1 in 1609. I feel like that'd be so fun. That's the end game boss, right? Is you get to this thing where it's like it takes like, let's say 2 or 3 minutes to kill. It's got some funky mechanics, and then you're just using your awesome gear to start killing it. But it would be so fun, like early in the account progression, to rush to that monster and try and be like, oh, what if I got a Twisted Bow from it at a 1 in 1,600? I think that would be the most fun, and that has to be a group boss as well. It's got to be this huge group boss, kind of like the Gem Crab boss, where that's how they would kind of, I don't know, put some mechanics around it and stuff like that, where it's like everyone can kill it. You can each contribute your own amount of damage, which gives you rolls on the collection log table. I don't know, something like that. That would be super fun. We're 23 and a half minutes in, and I haven't yet said to subscribe. So if you want, definitely consider it. I'll be posting a lot more videos upcoming. It looks like we're getting sailing in the next couple weeks, and well, not looks like, we're getting sailing in the next couple weeks. I will be posting day 1 guides. I will be posting some strategies, some things like that, how to train it quickly, some hidden Easter eggs, some ways of making a ton of money off of sailing early. I'm already thinking there's these dragon sheets that they talked about. They're like dragon metal bars that you need to upgrade your boat, and they're dropped by frost dragons and these strike worms. Like that's going to be good money for people, because the end game players are just going to want to buy those and not actually have to go kill them. So definitely consider making a sailing alt so that you can go alt those dragon sheets. I don't know. Who knows? They might be garbage money, but that's just stuff like that. I want to post more videos like that upcoming. So subscribe, comment below. What are your thoughts on the Gridmaster, and what would you like to see in leagues? Are there any items that you would want to be converted to the main game, or any skills or not skills, relics and different power-ups? Dodgy deals to me, I definitely like the Varlamore thieving activity is amazing, and I highly recommend they apply it to the main game as well. Just make it so dodgy deals, like when you pickpocket a guard, it will re-pickpocket it 5 times, let's say. You know in Hunter how it gives you more traps as you level up? What does it say there? Traps. Like, yeah, you can set up 2 traps. You can set up 3 traps, 4 traps. That should be like in the main game. At level 20, you'll pickpocket things twice before you have to re-pickpocket them. And then when you get to 40, you'll pickpocket it 3 times. That's that's not going to break the game. Thieving is awful. It's literally just spam click things for thieving XP. What else was there? I kind of wonder about the Sage's Greaves, those agility boots. They could bring those to the main game and just make it so it's very minimal XP. Like I'm talking like 1,000 XP per hour or like 5,000 XP per hour. I think those would be great. That's what it should have dropped from Howled Sepulchre, is those boots. That would make Howled Sepulchre like very good moneymaker. Anyways, what else is there? Maybe it's just like Marks of Grace. You pay a bunch of Marks of Grace and you can buy those boots that give you some passive agility XP. It just makes sense. Like sprinting around the game should give you agility XP. Like it just makes sense. What else? I don't want it to be too easy escape, but that is like borderline easy escape. What else do I like? Auto re-alking with Golden God. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's nice, but not sure if they should add something like that. I don't want Last Relic, Total Recall in the main game. I think that would just be game breaking. Devil's Element, I could see that being like the equivalent of an Avernic Defender coming from the next raid. It could be cool. We've got Virtus robes, we've got Ancestral robes. I could see them putting some Elemental robes that you get you get the hat, the body, the legs, and then you add on the Devil's Element. Those 4 pieces have a set effect that makes your I don't know, your elemental spells slightly better, something like that. I think that would be pretty sweet in the main game, but then you just worry about, like, does it make it way too overpowered? I doubt it, but something to consider, definitely. I could talk all day. So I'm going to end it here. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And Bob is, in fact, your uncle. Oh, one more thing before I end the video.